Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. So I kind of rushed this video as it just came out, but obviously you clicked on it because you saw that Gerard Gallant and Mike Kelly, the Vegas Golden Knights coaching staff, has just been fired, and Peter Deboer is now their new head coach. And I find this pretty ironic because I was planning to make a video on the Golden Knights today, seeing them how they lost against the Buffalo Sabres yesterday 4-2, and really how concerning it started to get, how they seemed like locked in for a playoff spot. And while they for sure can still make playoffs this season, they have lost 4 straight games now, and they are 4-6 in their 4-1-6 losses in their last 10 games. So the start of the new year hasn't treated them kindly, and I must say I find this firing pretty surprising. If you look at Gerard Gallant's resume since being coach for the Vegas Golden Knights, everything has been smooth sailing. I understand that this season maybe hasn't been to their liking. They feel that they still have more potential there. But do I think that this was necessary? I honestly don't, especially given who they hired as a replacement. Now, Peter Deboer obviously was fired earlier this season after coaching the first 33 games with the San Jose Sharks. He had a record of 15-16 and a couple overtime losses, and really I didn't expect him to be coaching again this season. And I don't understand why the NHL has a habit of doing this, of just rotating the same coaches constantly. I don't think that is good for the league, especially for established coaches who aren't going to change their type of coaching style whatsoever, and it's like you just have to buy into it, especially coaches that don't have any track record of winning, like actually Stanley Cup winning. And Peter Deboer is another example of that. Deboer has no cups on his resume. He has, though, in fact, gotten the New Jersey Devils there and the San Jose Sharks. But besides that, he still has not won it all as coaching. He can put you in that spot, but I don't necessarily know how much of an upgrade this is. But I'm going to break it down, basically what prompted Vegas to make this move. So obviously, like I said, they have lost 4 straight games. I guess that they feel that if they continue this trend, they are really going to put themselves out of a playoff spot, even though they are currently out of the second wild card in the Western Conference. But only they're tied. They're tied with the Winnipeg Jets and the Vancouver Canucks with 54 points altogether. But Vegas is on the outside looking in, because in 49 games played this season, they have 24 wins, 19 losses, and 6 overtime losses. So I don't know if something else possibly happened with one of Gallant and Kelly that would have prompted this more besides strictly their record this season. I understand that they have had guys kind of streaky all throughout the lineup, whether it be on the offense or the inconsistency in goaltending, etc. But still, I do find it somewhat surprising. And the only upside I can say in regards to Peter Deboer is, while he is an established coach in the league, it's his this is his 12th season coaching in the AHL. He has had a really good record with the San Jose Sharks before being fired this season. He had 46 wins every season with the Sharks except for one. And that one season he didn't have 46 wins, other than this year. He had 45. So he was pretty consistent with them and helped them with good playoff runs and things of that nature. But overall, I guess I understand it, but I think that this the idea of just being on a little bit of a slump and not living up to your full potential means a full change in the coaching staff. I don't think that's right for the league. I think that since Craig Berube has come in and for Mike Yeo and seeing what he did, I feel that a lot of other NHL teams are trying to accomplish the same exact thing, and that isn't going to happen. That's not a practical thing that will happen in the NHL. So, like I said, this is going to be interesting. But if you look at the Vegas Golden Knights now, they have been slumping a little bit, but they haven't been playing terrible by any means. The streak has been a little alarming, especially with the lack of goal scoring. But these things tend to happen with almost every single NHL team in the league. They will have a hot streak, then they'll have a cold streak, and they're just currently on a cold streak. So, in regards to goals, their goal leaders, Max Pacioretty, who has had a fantastic season for them, averages between 5 and 10 shots a game, really not showing any wear and tear given the fact that he's in his 30s now. He has 20 goals on the season. The Riley Smith is right behind him with 19, and then third on the team in goal scoring is Mark Stone with 17. So Mark Stone, I would expect some more point production out of him. he isn't going to, at least yet, be that kind of 100-point player that maybe Vegas was anticipating him to be, but he's definitely a reliable 65 to 75-point player for the Golden Knights. Assists, Mark Stone leads the team with 27. Then behind him is Max Pacioretty again with 25, and then William Carlson third with 24 assists. And I'm going to talk about Carlson in a second. So points leaders for the team, obviously you have Pacioretty in the lead with 45. Then right below him is Stone with 43, and then third is Riley Smith with 37. Now, this could also be in part for the firing. I look at some players on this Vegas team that definitely aren't playing to their caliber, or at least doesn't seem like it. Let's start off with Alex Tuch. Alex Tuch was hurt for a little bit this season, but overall, he's played over 30 games this season. He's played 31. He only has 6 goals and 7 assists. So that is very alarming to see in his part. And he's a -9, so not great. And Tuch is someone who they definitely expect more out of. He has proven to be a 20-goal scorer. He's only 23 years old, so there's still plenty left in the tank when it comes to him. But he has definitely not lived up to his potential this season. So hopefully for his case, maybe with new coach with Peter Deboer and shakes things up a little bit, maybe Tuch gets more playing time and that helps him do better. So Tuch is definitely a guy that I am a big fan of on Vegas. He's honestly one of my favorite players on the team, and I'm just waiting for him to fully break out because he had a very strong season last year, but he still has yet to show his full potential. And then Paul Stastny too. Obviously, Paul's in his 30s now, but you would still expect at least 45, 50 points with him. He only has 21 points this season, and I know that he's been in a more limited role with the Knights at times. In 49 games played, that includes 12 goals, 9 assists, and he's a -3. But Stastny is still someone that you would expect more point production out of, even though he is kind of starting to get in the latter years of his career. Stone is still someone that should be providing more than what he's giving, in my opinion. And then the biggest one on here, besides Alex Tuch, is William Carlson. William Carlson, obviously, 2 seasons ago, bursted on the scene when Vegas first came in the league. Had over 40 goals and 78 points. He had 43 goals that season after doing nothing with the Columbus Blue Jackets in his first couple years in the league. And since then, he had 54 points the season after with 24 goals. So half the goals basically he scored in his first year with Vegas. And now this year, it looks like it's even getting worse with the goal scoring. He only has 10 goals in 49 games for 34 points total. So Carlson has regressed every time since his first season with the Vegas Golden Knights, obviously when they first came in the league as a team. But that is a huge problem, especially for both sides, for Wild Bill and the Vegas Golden Knights. They need him to be that goal scorer that he was when he first came with the team. Hopefully, this could be another factor into possibly Gallant's firing, that the lack of consistency out of their top 6 players, including Wild Bill. And so hopefully that only helps him, and he can kind of get out of not being. He's only on average for not even 20 goals this season. So I hope for his case that changes, but that's something that definitely needs to get fixed. And Jonathan Marchessault too. He has 15 goals on the season, but he's a guy where he could possibly be a 35, 40 point goal scorer. So it's just a matter of finding that consistency with a lot of these players in the the Golden Knights lineup. And goaltending, and obviously defense too. Nate Schmidt has just over 20 points. Shea Theodore, I believe, has 18. So the Vegas Golden Knights haven't really been known for the point production on the back end, but that is still something that they need to continue to work on because their depth defensively isn't nearly as good as what it was when they first came in the league overall. And their goaltending has been another big problem. Marc-Andre Fleury has not done great since the passing of his father, which is really unfortunate. That's a terrible thing to see overall, but the statistics don't lie at the end of the day. And in 33 games played this year, he has 18 wins, 11 losses, and 3 overtime losses, has a goals allowed average of 2.85 and a save percentage of 9.06. So not terrible, but they still need a little bit more out of him, especially with the way Malcolm Subban has been playing as a backup. It has been much better. It's been worse, I should say. In 16 games played, Subban has 6 wins, 7 losses, and 3 overtime losses too, and has a goals allowed average of 3.04 and a save percentage of 8.98. So The goaltending needs to get better if this team wants to have a chance at making a deep run in the playoffs. I think that they should make some moves defensively and possibly move around a forward in their top 9 for possibly a different forward from another team that's in their top 9 to kind of mix things up. That would be my best guess, but especially defensively, they do need some help there. Their offense is currently the 17th ranked in the league, which really shouldn't be that. Vegas should be much better than what they are offensively this season. And with the likes of Alex Chuck and William Carlson too, they need to get that goal scoring if Vegas wants a chance to have a deep run too. They're averaging 3.08 goals a game, and their defense is 13th in the league, so not terrible by any means, but especially lately they have been slacking and they haven't been bailing out the goaltending either, and they're averaging 3.02 goals allowed a game. So if you look at Gallant, he coached 9 years in the league, and who knows what's going to happen with him now. He coached for Columbus, he coached for the Florida Panthers for a bit, and now with Vegas. Really surprising. This is like almost has me shell-shocked. I did not expect this to happen at all, especially Peter Deboer coming in out of all people too, coming home from the San Jose Sharks basically. It's funny, but yeah, I hope for Vegas's case that this shakeup does help them, and maybe a different voice in the locker room only helps them and not makes things worse, because if it does, then that's going to really look bad on McPhee's part and all of the management for the Golden Knights. So, and another thing too that I saw that Elliot Friedman had tweeted out is that I completely forgot this. Gerard Gallant was supposed to coach the Pacific Division team for the All-Star game. So obviously that's most likely not going to happen now, making things kind of awkward, but I just wanted to throw that out there too. So that is all I have to say about this. Thank you all so much for watching. Let me know what you think in regards to this firing. Do you think it was a smart move by the Vegas Golden Knights, or do you think they jumped the gun on this slump too soon and that it might bite them more throughout the rest of the season and going forward? And is Peter Deboer really a better upgrade? So let me know in the comments. And if you like this video, obviously subscribe, like, all that great stuff. Continue to check out other videos if you haven't seen them. I post pretty consistently, and I will probably be posting another video later today. If not, then definitely tomorrow. So thank you all so much for watching, and I'll be back in a little bit.